Well, after a good few years away from calling offline races and putting them on myself, I am back thanks to an opportunity from AG himself and for a little brainstorming on how I wanted to go about this. Um, Came to this conclusion that we're going to try to see who indeed is one of the best creators here on AG the channel. 3 races, 4 teams, 10 drivers to represent each team, and who will end up emerging as the #1 creator on the channel? Well, we're going to find out at the conclusion of this little 3-race mini season. And it's all going to kick off here at the Daytona International Speedway, here during Daytona Speed Weeks on AG the channel. This is race #1 of the Top Dragster Open. And hello everybody, it is great to be able to call one of these once again. I have not done in quite a while, and especially not pre-recorded kind of like this. It's already been a little bit of a mess trying to get this set up, but hey, here we are, ready to have some fun here on AG the channel. If you are not familiar with me though, I am Andrew Miller, TopDragster. You may know me as one or the other. Of course, I did offline league races for a good year or two back in the late 2010s, like primarily around 2018. Fell off of that, did a couple of one-off races when the pandemic began, but really have not touched any of these offline races ever since. So AG approached me and said, hey, would you like to put on anything on the channel? And I absolutely jumped on the opportunity, and after some brainstorming kind of figured, hey, we'll bring in some kind of fresh ideas here, combined with an old tradition of the NR2003 big one, combining a bunch of content creators in the NR community. But in this case, it's all the AG creators and myself to do this Top Dragster Open, a little 3-race mini championship. We drafted 40 drivers to our respective teams, and now all those drivers are finally going to get to do battle here tonight on this Friday night as part of Daytona Speed Weeks. I'm looking forward to it, and I know that the other 3 guys that are represented here are looking forward to it, including the one that is joining me very, very graciously for this race, Caleb Rose. And Caleb, I know you've got your 10 drivers ready to juke it out and try to take the crown for Team Caleb. But yeah, we're on a very familiar track for AG the channel, AG's Daytona. I guess I'll just ask you, what are you hoping to see tonight, and any expectations going into this 30-lap race?
Yeah, Andrew, really looking forward to seeing how this race goes and how the rest of this season plays along. It's gonna be a lot of fun. But yeah, we're here to start things off here from the Daytona International Speedway. You all know how it is. The Great American Race, which we'll be seeing here in just a couple days here. Gonna be a lot of fun, and definitely could see a lot of action here from the Daytona International Speedway. Should see a lot of good old classic pack racing, and that'll be a lot of fun. All these guys will pretty much be on equal playing ground, so I'll have to see how it all goes down. But all these guys racing so close together, of course, that could create the possibility for calamity, but we'll just have to wait and see how it all goes down here after 30 laps here from Daytona. But yeah, I'm expecting a lot of great racing and a lot of action here tonight to start off the Top Dragster Open Series.
I'm looking forward to it as well, man. Thank you as well for just being on board for this. And of course, thank you to AG for letting me put this on, and Nathan Stapleton, the other team represented in this, and of course putting on the sprint series. So uh, yeah, thank you all for putting this on, and thank you to these 40 drivers that signed up. Means a lot. It's going to be awesome to be able to call some of these names in a race of my own. Um, I've I've been digging this for quite some time, and despite some hurdles trying to get this set up, um, I think I've got an overlay that may not be quite up to the AG standard, but yeah, we're winging it here. And yeah, we'll just see what happens going forward into this race. We'll be trying to call as many of the drivers as we can. But yeah, as we said, 3 races. We got tonight, and then next month is going to be Homestead, and then the finale to conclude it all from Atlanta. So, and of course, we'll be updating the points after each of these races. Pretty much the basic NASCAR points format. So just a matter of who ends up with the most points at the end, and which team ends up with the most combined points. And who knows? Maybe down the road we may have another little fun deal for maybe like some top finishers or something. But that's kind of in the works. Maybe I don't know. No promises on that one. I'm a little rusty, but I'm going to do my best with this one. It is Daytona. It is 30 laps. We will have a pit stop in this race. If this thing goes green somehow, we will be seeing these guys come down pit road right around that, probably 18, 19, maybe 20 if they really stretch it. So one stop race, no problem. The only question is going to be, are they going to be able to keep it clean? It is realistic damage. Everyone is on pretty much equal ratings. And during testing, there was some good clean racing, and there were some that ended in calamity quite early on. So I think this is going to be very unpredictable. But hey, that's kind of the fun of it. So I think with all that out of the way and enough of me yapping, we'll go ahead and get these guys rolling. And let's get the first race of the Top Dragster Open underway. And these guys are going to be rolling off here. Like I said, a little bit of a kind of amateurish looking kind of overlay, but yeah, we're doing what we can. And at the end of the day, we're just going to have some fun with this one. Caleb, I know we usually kind of ask like who's your pick to win, but I'm sure there's going to be some bias there. So I guess I'll just ask you this one. Anyone to watch out for here at Daytona?
And there's definitely a couple drivers to watch out for, but might have my eye there on the 6 of Stuart Grattan there for Team AG. Of course, we know Grattan, a very solid driver, and he won here in the Lenovo Pro Series last year, so I'd keep an eye on that number 6 of Stuart Grattan to get it done here tonight.
I'm driving for Team AG. But here we go. Pace car is in. It's Joe Rutkowski and Aaron Abel on the front row here at Daytona, the 5 at 19. And we are back with Top Dragster Offline Racing. And we are underway here from Daytona. Of those flyby shots, Joe Rutkowski for Team Top Dragster will lead the first lap. And as you can probably tell, I mean, this is the same Daytona that you guys often see on the channel, but here at Top Dragster, we brought our own cameras and our own camera angles. So it's really the only difference. Otherwise, we're probably going to see these guys cycling around a little bit here for these first few laps. But then once they get settled down, that middle lane will probably start to become the favorite. As there's kind of your one to watch there, Stuart Grattan, driving for Team AG, coming up here to the front to lead a lap, and you can see just a 3 wide, way back. It's the 4 wide though that you got to watch out for, especially off turn 4. That's almost always going to be a calamity, but for right now, everyone's just trying to make their way to the front.
Definitely, already got a lot of 3 wide, like you said, here early on in the going, but yeah, these guys can hold it here at the Daytona International Speedway. Of course, it is a super speedway after all, but yeah, like you said, Daytona, although is a little bit narrower than tracks like Talladega, so 4 wide here is usually where all the calamity comes from, so definitely want to try and keep our eyes out for that, but well, this is getting exciting here early on in the going, as the whole field is pretty much 3 deep. We almost had maybe 4 wide there in the back, as Ludovic Charette was trying to get underneath somebody there while having a car underneath her, but looks like they're going to stay 3 wide for the time being, but Yeah, already seeing a little bit of cycling up front, and now it looks like it's going to be the 25, Anthony Hernandez, who's going to have his turn out front with a push there from the number 15 of Stephen Cologne.
Stephen Cullen coming up here. That's one of Nathan's drivers. And yeah, a long time driver on both my channel way in the day as well as Nathan's. And Anthony Hernandez briefly took the lead. But yeah, with this 3 wide, yeah, that bottom lane is definitely going to be where you want to be, but there's more grip on the inside, or rather the middle lane and the top side. And that's kind of why you see these guys drifting up. But I think maybe once they get settled down, they should be able to get into a rhythm, and we'll see the cream rise to the top here. But Marcus Glitch, also another one of Nathan's drivers there in the 49, now making his way forward. And then you got the 7, Matthew Burnett. So right now, Team NS looking very, very strong here, occupying pretty much the entire front row here. Still 3 deep all the way through the field, all the way back to current 40th place driver Alexander Rowe. Golly, look at that. Just
Ooh.
stacked. That is unbelievable to see. But already 5 laps complete out of 30. And now the question is going to be just, yeah, where do you find yourself at what point? And does anyone get impatient and be like, well, I'm just stuck in this freight train here. We got to make something happen. And then that's usually when things go a little south, especially with this being unrealistic damage. These cars will get in a lot of trouble if anything does occur. And with them 3 wide like this, boy, you're looking at a 2012 Talladega green white checkered scenario.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, a little
Oh,
bit.
goodness.
Whoa! Whoa!
Oh,
Up the racetrack there off of 4, went to 7
ugh.
of Matthew Burnett. That was almost a wreck right there, but luckily they kept it together. I was gonna say, right now we kind of have a little bit of a grace period where everyone's just kind of riding
Oh,
around, but honestly, I might just take that back. But I think now everyone's kind of just found their rhythm, and I think everyone probably the safe bet is to just kind of ride it out. And I think it's really going to start getting aggressive once we get to that pit cycle if this stays green, because I think once that occurs, you want to try to be towards the front of the field, because you know how NR can be, especially here on these super speedways with the pit cycle. Once everyone
ooh.
starts coming in, everybody behind likes to start checking up. So I think you want to try to potentially be at the front of the field for that to potentially avoid those checkups. But oh boy, yeah, it's honestly kind of getting a little bit crazy already. As yeah, the 7 Matthew Burnett looking maybe a little bit swirly there on that inside lane.
Yeah, it looks like maybe Jack Haas in the 1 might be trying to poke his nose there. But remember, it, as far as the teams go with the 4 teams, right now the top 4 spots are essentially occupied by Team NS, and 2 of those cars almost got together with Burnett and Glitch. But they kept it clean. Stephen Collin holding the outside. These guys have got this top 3 locked up. We were saying how they were cycle racing, especially with it being 3 wide. Well, now these 3 spots are just locked, and they have been just holding on to the very front here and doing a fantastic job of it. So right now, give the advantage, a huge advantage, to Team NS, Team Nathan Stapleton, which is pretty cool to see. Right now, Bryce Egan, the top driver to represent Team TopDragster, and there's one of your drivers there, Caleb, Brendan Wilmington, in the 16. And let's see if I can try to find the top running AG car. Boy. Yeah, there we go.
That
There we
probably
go.
the 41, I think, maybe.
I think you're right. Yeah, it's got to be the 41. Campbell Marsh. Or no, excuse me, that's the 78. Campbell Marsh is in the 78, just behind an AG original, Aaron Lukes, which is great to see him in this thing. But man, they're all stuck behind the NS trio up here. No one's really able to go anywhere. And we're already a third of the way through this thing. And probably a little more than halfway to pit stops. So I give these guys credit, though, because again, a lot of the testing races that I did ended with some calamity, typically within the first 10 laps. And we're going to complete 10 laps here clean and green, despite some near misses. But yeah, just same train up front here, and the same story up front. Steven Collin, Marcus Glitch, and Matthew Burnett all absolutely dominating this thing.
Yeah, these guys, all for Team NS, have pretty much got the field gridlocked right now. They're just sticking side by side, and smart strategy there by Team NS. Pretty much just keeping the rest of the field at bay, but yeah, we have seen some close calls. Like I said, it looks like that 7 of Burnett is a little bit antsy there on the inside lane, which we almost saw a wreck happen there early on when he slid up and
Ooh, kind of like this. Oh, kind of
outdoor
like
the
this.
49, and it's going to happen again.
Oh,
But they're going to get out of it again. Goodness gracious. Yeah, that's 7. We just keep sliding up there off of turn number 4. If he's not careful, that could be a really big wreck there.
yeah, and you really don't want to take out your teammates. As now these two are actually going to get
That
clear of
one's...
Stephen Collin in the 15. So now it's just going to be Glitch and Burnett. Although it looks like Burnett may even get clear himself. He's going to move up to the middle. But of course, now that's going to open the door for Jack Haas on the inside, which, guess what, is another NS car. And yeah, he's going to make a great move there. And big charge there on the inside. And now Burnett's actually going to kind of slip a little bit there in the middle, which is actually kind of surprising. But still, NS Racing's looking awfully good up here. Brendan Wilmington, though, is looking to spoil that party for Team CR, Caleb Rose's team. Of course, my fellow compadre
Hello,
up here in the
everyone.
booth.
I got Brennan Wilmington now trying to go for the race lead there with push from another one of my cars. You got the 20 of Rogel Dorn, and behind him, you got the 32 of Duncan Ward. Got a couple of my guys there lined on the inside lane. We're making our way towards the front, and honestly, trying to make our way towards the front at a pretty pivotal point, because here in just about 5-6 laps time, we'll be getting to that cycle of pit stops. So, like I said, you maybe want to try to be up front when that cycle happens so you don't get checked up by everybody coming in.
Yeah.
We'll have to see how everything shakes out, but you got the 16 Brennan Wilmington now to the bottom of 3 wide, and but Jack Haas and the 49 of Marcus Glitch, they're trying to stay strong, and might have to see if we potentially get another gridlock situation here.
Yeah, although now it's not all NS. Yeah, you got that 16 there. That 49 is looking very, very strong. He's also getting some great runs there on that outside lane. His teammate Stephen Collin is pushing him. And as you said, yep, you got the 20 there of Rogel Dorn, and of course Duncan Ward in the 32, trying to dunk on the field here. I remember that's what you said when you picked him. He was going to dunk on everybody. There's Eric Monaco in the 48 there as well on the inside lane. Everyone else that's been kind of in the middle lane, like kind of as we were saying with Campbell Marsh in the 78, just kind of trapped there. Let's see, Joe Rutkowski is falling back to about halfway up the outside lane. Middle lane also, there's Andrew Williams in the 23. The 2 is there. So, but yeah, now we're gridlocked once again. We are coming to the halfway point officially. Still give the big favor to Team NS with how many points they're looking to get here. However, as we typically know, if we do make it to green flag pit stops, that will really splinter the field. You almost never see all 40 cars stick together during those scenarios, or oftentimes you'll also see some calamity. So I'm sure these guys up toward the front know that, and they're going to have a big advantage when they come on the pit road. They can be as aggressive as they want. Don't have to worry about any calamities going on as much, since there's not as many cars around them. So, but with them staggered 3 wide like this, that's making me nervous.
If they stay like this could definitely call for some calamity as we get to that cycle of pit stops, especially if everybody decides to try and come in around the same time. Wilmington slipped up a little bit there through turns 3 and 4, but Dorn's going to stay in behind the scene for the time being. But yeah, still the whole field pretty much 3 by 3, and our top 3 right now still pretty much a gridlocking field, as they all say side by side. Oh boy, this pit cycle could definitely be interesting.
And it is imminent here. Rogodorn's still pushing his CR teammate Brendan Wilmington. Wilmington with maybe a little bit of an edge there, but now the run is going to come here for Marcus Glitch on the outside lane. We've seen some near misses, but it has been clean and green. Admittedly, much to my surprise for these first 17 laps. We're coming to lap 18 now. Pit window is going to be opening up here. You're going to be good on fuel, guaranteed pretty much at this point, no matter what happens. We're dropping frames here. Yeah, this is a lot of stuff going on.
I mean,
Uh,
yeah, I guess if the whole field being gridlocked will do that to a computer.
My poor little laptop here is screen sharing so that Caleb can see what's going on, is recording the race, and of course you got all 40 cars in frame there. I've got to get a proper PC here at some point, that's for sure. Especially if I want to continue the online stuff, which, yeah, if any of you haven't seen it, go check out the TopDragster channel. I do.
Oh,
32. Oh, 32. Oh, that's contact.
oh,
Ooh,
and
that
only
was
one
close.
car coming down.
That was the 99 of Makoto Nakamoto, excuse me. And he is coming down by himself, which is not good.
Mm-mm.
He got no drafting help. And, but yeah, that's pretty much confirms that we're on lap 19. Pit window is open. Although, who knows, maybe with how much of a hornet's nest this is. Maybe he made the right call there. I don't know.
He could have.
I feel like something is about to get ugly here. We'll find out here. We're going to see some more cars coming down. Here comes Wilmington, Duncan Ward. I see Michael Lewis in there. The 2 was able to come down. 21 of Ryan Durrani. Daisy Johnson is in. Mauricio Vebalist is in. Alexander Rowe. Logan Williams. That's a good little pack of cars there.
And all those guys got really held up. That's
Ooh,
not
yeah.
what you want.
They really had, yeah, that's a pack that had to check up there to avoid any issues. Excuse me. That is Ludovic Charette. Bernardo de Oliveira's back there. And they're all trying to get themselves sorted out now for this pit stop. Ellie Anderson Jr. is there, but checking back up into the lead pack here. Another group is coming in.
Comes some more.
Jack Haas is in. There's Burnett. Rogel Dorn. Aaron Lukes. Bryce Egan. Henry Brown. There's Aaron Abel. Luna Lona. Blaine Keys. Some heavy hitters there, including Keys and Ludovic Charette. Cypress Hartford. Great to have Cypress back out here in this thing. But yeah, they're actually kind of spreading out this cycle a little more than I thought they would. And yep, there's some of the cars coming off of pit road. They're all scattered. Marcus Glitch is now the
Oh, this
leader.
could get a little bit. This could get a little bit dicey here.
I would say just a little bit. Here comes the 49. Stephen Collin is still out there. So he's pushing the fuel quite a bit. I believe he might be the only one. Yeah, we got Stuart Grattan in this time. There's Joe Rutkowski, Matthew Hubert, Anthony Hernandez, Will Parrish is in. There's Carson Miller, no relation to me. Reggie Fogelman is in as well. And a number of guys that are going to be trying to come off the pit lane there. There's Leonard Kochmer in the 29 there you saw for a moment. So yeah, this is going to take some time to see how everyone's going to be merging here. Oh no!
No!
Hubert and Rutkowski with contact. Don't think that's going to be a yellow flag.
Doesn't look like it.
He was awfully close to that racing surface there. That had me a bit nervous. Whoa, fellas.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Woo. Boy, Caleb, we're seeing we're seeing some action here. Not that we haven't, but this is probably one of the more dicey points of the race.
I mean, at this point, we've got through the cycle of pit stops pretty much, and we're still green flag racing, so unless something crazy happens, who's going to be up towards the front is who's going to be fighting for this race win, so everybody's trying to make their way up there.
As it stands, it looks like Marcus Glitch has got the jump on everybody.
Not
Steven
sure that's
Collinstow
what you
coming
want,
out.
though.
No, no, yeah, he's going to get run down here hard. Brennan Wilmington is going to be up here, along with Bryce Egan. There's Duncan Ward, Rogel Dorn, and suddenly the tide has turned. And Caleb, your team is looking great, but you still got Jack Haas up here. There's Burnett. See how strong his car is. Michael Lewis. Haven't mentioned his name at all. We'll see if Logan Williams can try to hold on to this draft. He's got 201 there, so I think he should be just fine. And now, yep, they have caught up to the 49. So here you go. This is going to be, for the race win, going to be about probably 9-10 cars. We'll see officially here at the line. Now it looks like the cycle has completed. And indeed, we will have 9 cars here in this lead draft, unless this pack is able to reel him in, led by Eric Monaco. But I'd say this is going to be where the winner is going to be settled. This has been green flag racing here for 24 straight laps. That is amazing to see.
Woo, woo.
Ooh, and yeah, Jack Haas with the move to the outside.
Oh, and Duncan Ward, he tried to throw the block there, but Haas was just too quick with it. But fortunately, it doesn't really look like it's going to work out too well for him. Ward's going to hold on with the race lead, but here comes Michael Lewis with a big move to the inside. Coming to 6 laps to go this time. It's been green all the way, and it has been a spectacular race so far. It's crunch time, though, here from the Daytona International Speedway. And we have got 9 cars, like you said, up on this lead pack, going at it for the win. And here comes the 20, Rogel Dorn, with a push from the 2 of Logan Williams.
Couple of CR cars right there. And you have to give the advantage to the 20, although it looks like this pack may be reeling him in just slightly. You got Eric Monaco up in here. Kira Prescana's here. Stuart Gratton, Blaine Keys, Luna Lona. You got some champions up in this pack. And then they are just ahead of Mauricio Vebalist, Alexander Rowe. There's Nakamoto, who actually that early pit stop paid off for him. He was at the back of that pack. And now he's up here in P15, P17 now. But still, that's a big gain from where he was. Campbell Marsh and Ryan Durrani are there as well. Checking back up front, though, it is the 2 with 5 laps to go. Logan Williams looking fantastic. But now that he's able to get up in front of his CR teammate there, of Rogel Dorn, how long is he going to be able to hold on to it? Rogel's going to go for it himself.
And not too long there, as Dorn makes a big move down to the inside. Logan Williams has a bit of help there on the outside, though, from the 38 of Michael Lewis. The help is a little bit further back there for Rogel Dorn, but Lewis is going to move down to the inside and maybe help Rogel Dorn there. Is he going to try to maybe take it 3 wide and maybe try to make a move for the lead? It doesn't look like it. Going to stay in behind Dorn there, and now these guys are really starting to get lined up. And this time it'll be 3 laps to go here from Daytona. This is getting really interesting here, and that pack behind these guys, they're getting really racy. I don't know if they're going to catch these guys doing that.
I don't think they're going to have quite enough time to get up there, especially, oh geez, if Campbell Marsh almost goes for the 4 wide there. But they have been inching closer. I can visibly see it, but I don't think they're going to have enough time to get back up there entirely and contend for this win. But it is 3 laps to go. Rogel Dorn held on to the lead that lap, and now Michael Lewis looking really good here on the inside. But someone who's looking awfully racy, and someone that we saw leading that NS 3 wide train there for the majority of that first stint, and that is Marcus Glitch. That beautiful number 49. We were kind of making fun of that car, the BAM racing car. May have a chance at this lead with a push from the 7 of Burnett.
What a push there from the BAM racing car of, excuse me, Marcus Glitch. Yeah, we saw he's got some pace there in that 49. He was able to pretty much keep even all those guys earlier on the outside lane. Have to see if he can maybe clear these guys for the race lead. He's got help behind from his NS teammate there, the 7 of Matthew Burnett, I believe that was. Yep, it is. And you got the 32 there, and Duncan Ward lining up on the inside, maybe trying to judge the cycle out a little bit, but these guys are staying 3 wide up towards the front
Ooh.
of the field. You got Rogaldorn, you got Michael Lewis, you got Marcus Glitch, and we're coming to the white flag this time around here from the Daytona International Speedway.
This is it. They continue to race in the secondary pack behind them, and the white flag is out. Clean and green this entire race. Fantastic stuff from Daytona. And here we go. It is Michael Lewis still in front. Marcus Glitch, though, on the inside. It's looking good between these guys, I think. Hard move there from Duncan Ward. Man, that second pack has got to be sniffing their draft at this point, but it's not going to be
Oh
enough
boy.
for Blaine Keys and company. But coming into turn 3 for the final time, it's going to be between Lewis and Glitch. But Lewis looking really good here, coming off of turn number 4. He's got the help. Marcus Glitch, not as much. And with the momentum on the outside lane, it is going to be the 38 of Michael Lewis, winning the first race of 3 in the Top Dragster Open for Team TopDragster. Fancy that. Wow.
Well.
I did not rig that, I swear. But let's see. When you look at it here, you got TopDragster team in first place there with Michael Lewis. One spot better than his Thanksgiving 500 finish. I have to bring up the Thanksgiving 500. It's my series. I can say what I want. Marcus Glitch, great finish in second place for NS. And then you're going to have Rogaldorn finish in third and Brendan Wilmington fourth. So that's third and fourth for your team there, Caleb. And then let's see. Yeah, we'll go ahead and I think now that these guys are properly getting through, and indeed they have officially all crossed the line, we'll take a look at the full finishing results here. And so your official top 5 are going to be Michael Lewis, Marcus Glitch, Rogaldorn, Brendan Wilmington, and Logan Williams. 3 of the top 5 there for Team Caleb Rose. Matthew Burnett, Bryce Egan, Duncan Ward, and Jack Haas all will finish pretty much part of that lead pack, although Blaine Keys, who will emerge with the top 10, and the top finisher for Team AG, was able to close in there and was actually pretty much part of that pack there at the very end. But it does not look like it is going to be the best night for Team AG. Finishing best finishing car is going to be 10th, 13th, 14th, 16th, and on down. So, of course, we'll run the points. We'll find out for you guys, and excuse me, and we will see who officially will have the edge heading into Homestead. But Caleb, I gotta say, you're looking pretty darn good. You got what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, yeah, you got 4 cars there in the top 10, but still, I think you got to be feeling pretty good about that one. But any closing thoughts though on this clean and green race that we just watched?
Man, gotta love it when a race goes clean and green. That was an absolutely spectacular race. Had a lot of great battles. Of course, not really as much of a cycle race, I guess, as we thought it would be, but still, man, a lot of great tight racing. A lot of close calls, honestly. We almost got a yellow there with that incident coming out of the pit lane, but I guess luckily the officials did decide to keep it green, so we went green all the way to the finish, and great finish as well. Had a lot of cars going at it there towards the end, and at the end, Michael Lewis just kind of got the better push there on the outside compared to Marcus Glitch. Tough break there for Glitch. We know he had a really fast car all night, but still, Michael Lewis, great win there for him. And yeah, for your team there, Andrew, good stuff there. But yeah, great night for my guys, Rogaldorn, Wilmington, Logan Williams, Duncan Ward, all finishing up there in the top 10. They were competitive pretty much about all night long. So nice to see them finish well here, and we'll have to see how points shake out. But it's looking pretty good so far. Looking pretty good. I'm happy with the results we got here tonight. Very happy.
Hey, understandably so. I mean, hey, I'm not going to complain with getting the first win here tonight. But yeah, everything else looks kind of scattered. A nice jumble, pretty much on back So yeah, I think it's going to make points very interesting here. Of course, with any bonus points and anything, we'll certainly find out and see. Yeah, we'll just have to run these points, and we'll show you guys here coming up in just a moment. But big congrats to Michael Lewis on the win. Didn't really see him up there at the front too much, but everything worked out in his favor, and he ends up with the first W here in the TopDragster Open, and I would imagine will officially count as a win on the channel. But congrats to Michael Lewis, and congrats on a great run from both NS Racing and Team Caleb Rose there. I said NS Racing, which was pretty well. That's Nathan's channel, so I'm starting to lose it. But hey, that was great fun. And thank you, Caleb, for joining me for this first one. Hoping to get the other two guys in for the other two races as we go forward. But we will be bringing you guys Homestead for the next race. But until then, though, enjoy the remainder of Speed Weeks here on AG, the channel, and enjoy the Daytona 500 that will be running in real life here in just a couple days' time as well. But until then, thank you again to anyone who signed up, and thank you to AG for having me here. Congrats to Michael Lewis. And on that note, we will see you guys later. Take care, and bye for now.